video is
No. It's okay. Simply, I will carry this burden for you.
sponsored by ExpressVPN. The year is 2011.
Hooray! We are back to 2011. Lads, if you would wake up in 2011, what would you do? What would you do? There would be so much things you could do. We could invest in Bitcoin. I knew it. I knew it that you would all say Bitcoin. I knew it. I knew it. Jerk off, fair enough. Take your bird. I knew it that you would bring up the crypto.
And Riot Games is hosting the first ever League of Legends World Championship. The event only had a
jerk off and then buy Bitcoin. Solid, yeah.
couple hundred spectators present, but garnered over 200,000 viewers watching live. And the prize pool of
the prime age for League of Legends. It's so based.
Such event was $100,000. 1 year later, these numbers would become insignificant. The esports viewer base increased dramatically, and Riot went from paying their players thousands of dollars to now millions of.
You get 2 million if you win? My goodness. That's a lot of potatoes.
Dollars.
Is it per person or is it for the team? Even more now? You get much more? Bruh. Not worth it? Dota had much more? Really?
And the rest is history. As the years went by, League of Legends never slowed down and only kept
growing. That's a
growing.
lot of potatoes.
However, as the scene became bigger, some people started having questions about the participants. Because although esports had evolved in every way possible, one thing did stand out. Why are there no girls?
Because they are in the kitchen? Question mark? I wonder. No, I'm just kidding. They are not. They actually don't know how to cook.
This made people wonder if there was literally something in the rules that stated women couldn't compete in League of Legends esports.
Are girls allowed to play in the LCS?
But the answer was no. Gender was not an issue. To be a participant in the LCS, all you had to do was be over a certain age depending on your country. Instead, the simple answer to why there are no females in professional League of Legends is simply that there are no female players at the level of the professional.
Currently. I love how he did like the little asterisk like currently. Surely there will be skill issue.
Of the
No, we will get to it.
But
Let's see.
we're gonna put a pin in this for now and come back to this topic later. Because the exclusion of women in esports actually ended up spawning teams that would entirely consist of women.
Oh no.
The goal in a lot of these teams is to prove.
I know. It's because the reason why they can't have full girl teams because all the girls wants to be support. And you cannot play a match with like 5 supports.
That girl gamers are just as good as the boys. This is their words, not mine.
True.
But how could they prove this when some of these teams would barely compete in anything as professional players? These teams aren't participating in any established leagues or tournaments. Instead, taking a look at a team like PandaCute, an all-female team from Hong Kong sponsored by Razer, they specifically only competed against other random female teams. At no point would these all-female teams be able to prove anything. But all this would change in 2018.
Well, I mean, it's not fair to play against the boys team. And I don't mean it like, oh, girls can't play games. It's not about that. The reason why there is no professional girl gamer is very simple. The reason is that the boy teams, they practice 19 hours out of the 24. And the girls simply don't do that much. That's it. The girls are still girls and they just like, I think they would practice like maybe 4 hours and call it a day. And the boys like wake up, they take a shit, they york off, and then they go and play. And then they sleep a little and then they continue in.
18 with Vaevictis Esports.
Oh no.
A team who participates in the LCL,
yeah.
the Russian equivalent of the LCS. This was just a regular esports team. It was entirely comprised of male players. Or
maybe you york off while you're dead and you are waiting during the screen. You have to be efficient, okay? You cannot lose time.
But at one point, it seemed that the organization was struggling to fund their professional team. They dropped all their players and put up their franchise slot up for sale.
Going once, going twice.
No one bought it. This would
no.
force the org to still participate in the league,
Rip.
despite the fact that they already threw away all their players. So apparently, the only logical solution was to create a brand new team consisting
I remember this. I remember it when it happened. I remember feeling the second-hand embarrassment. You were there, I was there. I remember. What's written on it? Don't just win, do damage. Good slogan. I like it.
of female players. Now, regardless of how bizarre this situation was, this decision would create a dynamic which until
Yeah. I love the pics. They are very girly pics.
now had never existed. For the first time ever, a team fully comprised of female players.
Yeah, like, can you tell that these boys are not bothered? Like, don't get me wrong. If this boy would have to ask out this girl, he would be quivering and stuttering and trembling, and he could not. But in this game, he owns her. Yeah, he is chill.
Players would be competing in a tournament officially organized by Riot Games. This meant that despite how unlikely it would be, there was actually a statistical chance that an all-female team could make it to Worlds, the highest level of competitive League of Legends. Spoiler, it obviously didn't happen. But in some alternate universe, Faker is crying because he lost to a player named Triggered.
I don't want to live in that alternate universe. I'm sorry. I don't want to.
The story of Vaevictis plays out like a movie or a show that starts off by telling you how the story ends. You just don't know how they're gonna get there. And I say this because after participating in 2 splits of the LCL, they were officially removed from the tournament.
Bro, the BM all-female team is removed due to poor performance. Oh, it's not even that, oh yeah, they just couldn't go through. They have been removed.
If all the girls waited until the match started, then stood up and took their shirts off, they'd win every match.
I don't even think so. These boys, they are serious business. Holy shit, that's such a BM.
28 months and oh, I know of this video. You will love this as Kuskja subs dance to tentacle.
Dude, let me close my balcony. My feet is freezing. I'm ready. I have my toes. I sit on them. I'm tucked in. I'm ready.
So let's rewind and ask the big question.
Let's see. Impress me.
What happened?
What happened?
Let's begin on day 1, February 16, 2019, the inaugural match of the all-female Vaevictis esports. They lost 12-1.
Bro, it wasn't even tight. It was not even a little bit tight. It was looser than a cornstar's bumhole. Holy shit.
However, tomorrow they play again and will have a...
Dude, that one was a pity kill. They were like, the boys were like, listen, I dare you. I fall into the sword. I fucking dare you. And that's how they got that 12-1.
Another chance at proving themselves.
Oh no.
Post-match thread. Vaevictis Esports versus Vega Squadron.
Oh no. It's Reddit. What could go wrong with Reddit about League and an all-female team? Oh no.
31 minutes, 37 seconds. 52-2.
Oh no.
I've seen people get a 14-day suspension for less. Me and the boys. Smurfing in iron. If I had this KDA in a ranked game, I would be banned.
Oh my god.
My girls almost had them. Draft was slightly off, but it's a good progress.
Damn. He's simping. He's their tier 3 subs for all of the girls.
Next time.
Next time.
For those
Surely.
who aren't entirely League of Legends savvy, a score of 52 to 2 is horrible.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that it's mildly humiliating. It's like they vibed the floor with these girls. I have to see who had the kill. I wish I would know which girl it was. I wish I could see how that happened. 10 death. 12 death. Oh.
With no exception.
Maybe it was the jungler helping. Maybe the jungler came up to the mid lane and then they could score it, but still. Bro.
With a disastrous opening game, Vaevictis Gaming instantly became a meme within the League of Legends community. The English-speaking world would generally have no reason to care about the Russian professional scene. Performances in Russia would barely ever get traction on the League of Legends subreddit. But there would be a thread created for each and every single match of Vaevictis Gaming. Now of course, not all of these threads were that popular. After the first couple headlines, people got the message. There's a pro team in Russia consisting of all female players.
No.
And
at least they were hot. So, you know. But that's the thing. A beautiful girl like this is not going to sit in front of the computer and just like game for like 19 hours a day. No, like, listen, they are good looking, okay, sure. They are not like top models. They are not Victoria's Secret booty models, but they are attractive. Their skin is beautiful. Their hair is beautiful. They are all skinny and they look good. And that requires maintenance, you know? Yeah, they don't look like girl failures. Like, I don't even see a big bowl of cigarette in front of them. That Asian chick that we just saw, the one who is the female Asmongold, and if you would tell me that she's like, I don't know, what's the highest rank in League? Like, whatever rank it is, if you would say that she's that, I would believe you. But, like, this is just too well capped. The challenger, there you go. If you would say she's a challenger in League, I would believe you. The female Asmongold chick.
And they suck.
Fine.
So over time, this became old news and people moved on.
They are not helping the stereotypes. This is why people will not take girls seriously.
Until 1 month
Match.
after their infamous debut, they would make headlines again. This time
Wait,
because
there's more?
Vaevictis Esports broke a record. The
Oh,
record
no.
for the fastest defeat in
Oh, no. No. Bro, I would be humiliated.
Your hearts.
I want you to know that this team wiped their male team before, and they fired all the boys, and they tried to auction off the team, and no one got it, and that's how the girls got it. Bro, this was DEI hire before DEI hire was a thing. I can't believe it.
the LCL.
Hiya.
On March 3rd, 2019, Vaevictis Esports lost a game of professional League of Legends in 13 minutes.
When can you surrender? At 20? Yeah? No? How? At 15? Oh, okay. So they couldn't even surrender yet. That's impressive. Yeah. 15 early surrender, 24 normal. Yeah. Yeah, they were very far from the normal, but even bro, that hurts. Not gonna lie. Like the boys could have been respectful and at least toy around a little bit. Like they could have actually BM and just like fool around with them and get like insanely burly and then roll over.
To put that into perspective, an average game of League is about 30 minutes long. Additionally, in order to surrender, the game requires you to have played at least for 15 minutes.
Bruh.
This event would unfortunately completely solidify Vaevictis esports as a joke.
Also, if you know anything
Sad.
about League of Legends, you know that the objective of the game at its core is to take down towers and destroy the enemy team's nexus. Well, despite this literally being the objective of the game, Vaevictis Gaming would go on to destroy their first ever tower in their 11th professional.
How? I would love to see a recap of this match. Yeah, that's honestly impressive.
Match. To put their
Oh my
performance
God.
record further into perspective, I want to ask you if
After this, I would wipe my online presence, I would dye my hair and cut it, and I would never appear publicly ever again. I would rename myself. Quickly, get married, rename yourself, doesn't matter. I would not want to live with this shame.
you follow any traditional sporting teams on social media. Because basically every team's Twitter or Instagram will make some sort of neat graphic at the end of each match, announcing whether they won or lost. Oftentimes showcasing the best player of the night on a win, and then on the flip side leaving a "we'll get him next time" sort of feel on a post announcing a loss.
Next time.
And as of recently, esports
time.
teams have taken to this trend as well. And Vaevictis Gaming were
no.
no stranger. They ended up posting a total of 11 back-to-back graphics, all of which were announcing
Oh no! No! Leave my poor girls alone!
that
no.
they lost. It took 11 games
Bro, what in the Naruto ass pose was that? What is that? Oh, that's so cringe. Oh no. Unicorns of Love. Dude, Unicorns of Love was amazing because they had a Hungarian player. Vizichachi. He was based. I watched him play just because he was Hungarian.
took 11 games in a row for
Yeah.
whoever was running their Instagram account to decide
Bro, I used to watch LCS religiously.
that okay,
I was into it.
this whole winning
This is very cringe, by the way. Sad.
thing isn't gonna happen, is it? And it really didn't. The team ended their competitive career on a
She's about to call the boys on like some harassment bullshit that actually she was only killed because his character touched her character's ass, and actually she would like to speak HR about this. This is how it happened.
historic 28-match lose streak. They actually also participated in a mid-season summer tournament.
They didn't win a single one? Nothing? Literally nothing?
There they played 6
Still thinking about the Naruto girl pose? Don't think about it.
games and lost them
not
all
worth
as
it.
well. So if you include those, they actually ended
The 19-match lose streak was not consensual. True. They didn't give consent for this pounding. Oh my god. Bro, not 29.
on a 34-match lose streak. And by the way,
Imagine like when they were like shaking hands, like one of them would be like, "So, do you want to give me your number? Do you wanna go out for a coffee?" Haha. I mean, we could just talk about strategies, unless just one of them would slide the phone numbers like, "Call me. Yeah, do you want one-to-one coaching, perhaps?"
actually ended on a 34-match lose streak. And by the way, that's the magic number, 34. It took Riot Games in Russia 34 games to officially remove Vaevictis Gaming
After your 34th game, we have come to the conclusion that you guys are trolling. Don't come back. Sincerely, Riot.
from competing in the LCL. Now, you might think that this was a complete
Bruh.
disaster for the Vaevictis organization. And I
What up?
So as cool, if this was you, you would swap from IRL to being anonymous, like a VT?
I'm not
to
Russian.
PHMM.
I'm not Russian. I'm not one of these ladies. And also, I would not humiliate myself. I'm self-aware enough that I am not good at competitive games. And I would not try to fake it till I make it. Okay? I would be pounded. Okay? I would get teabagged and I would be sobbing in front of my screen.
I don't know the company's logistics, but some would argue that it was actually a...
2 of the boys' teams were officially warned for trolling in bans, only banning supports against Vaevictis, and the Vega was fined for prolonging the game to farm the women's team in the base instead of ending. But is it really trolling? If you... Is it really? I don't know. Like, would it have... Listen, if they would have ended all the games in like 12 minutes, is it less of a trolling like that? Like, this is literally mercy kill. It's like when you accidentally hit a deer with your car. And you just like, you have to do what was the honorable thing to do, you know? That's what it was.
Success. Sure, these girls embarrassed themselves at 34 different events, but if the company...
I respected that they showed up. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think after like getting pounded and coomed on like 16 times, I probably would have started to fake an illness or something. Like, oh no, the coach, this rash, it just doesn't want to go away. That's crazy, I have to go home.
At all believes in any publicity being good publicity, then they succeeded.
It's only good publicity if afterwards they opened an OnlyFans. Because then finally, after getting pounded so many times, you can actually see them getting pounded. And I would have paid for that. But otherwise, I am not sure if it was worth it.
Because
there's no OF in Russia. Okay, then definitely not only Ruski. How about that? That could be definitely not only Ruski dot whatever you guys have. .ru.
Believe it or not, this team actually acquired fans. Remember those Instagram
fans? They got simps. They literally got simps. These are all the Redditors. You know, the one who was like, close. Next time. It wasn't... It was like a little bit of a miss of a pick in the draft. It's not because of you girls. You guys were amazing. Yeah. Next, close one.
Instagram post I talked about earlier. Well, while looking through them, I found a lot of encouraging comments coming.
Girls already showed an improvement. Gradually, they will fit the game better and they will achieve victory. I'm always in the crowd. No, dude. No. You don't have to sim this hard. You don't have to. Trust me, there's a good girl out there waiting for you. You don't have to. You don't have to do this. The blue hair, he doesn't have to do this. Bro.
Coming from Vaevictis supporters. Now, of course, some of these dudes were straight simping, but others...
We love this team. How can I get her to marry me? You know, I don't mean to flex, but I could also do 34 losses against competitive teams if anyone wants to marry me. I'm just saying, I could also humiliate myself in front of a bunch of people.
Appeared to be just fans who wanted to support the underdogs.
We are waiting for your greatest LCS days. God bless you.
In this case, these fans were supporting a team who would always have almost no chance of winning. But there was still a little bit of a chance, and obtaining just one victory would make everything worth it. Of course, that never happened.
I got my hopes up. I was like, wait, hold up, redemption. No. My hopes were high. It was all the way up there.
And that's the end of Vaevictis esports. After being removed from the LCL, the team is now participating in all-female tournaments instead. However, this...
Wait, they didn't just... They continued? I don't... They didn't dissolve it and they didn't... Oh, girl, no.
Despite all of this mess, I actually still think that the day when a female pro comes to League of Legends, is actually coming soon. But
I'm gonna be honest with you. If there will be one day where you will have a competitive team in League, all females, that's going to be some hikikomori Asian ass team, and they will all look like little raccoon gremlins. They will have thick glasses, black hoodies. They will be stinky, not showered, stains everywhere. That's how it's going to look like. And it will be amazing.
But it will most definitely not come in the form of an entire team built around female players, because that's a gimmick.
What do you mean so like you? I even showered, you ho.
Instead, there will one day be a female player who is at the level of the current professional skill level. And this isn't so crazy of an idea. Just a while back, a team in Brazil who participates in the Brazilian
Brazil?
equivalent of the LCS
Brazil
actually
mentioned?
signed their first ever female player. Her name was Mayumi and she was a challenger support main. I could talk at length about that situation.
She's cute. She's cute. I will take her. I will be the hero you never know you needed. I will take her.
But for the most part, it was a quick glimpse of what could happen when the integration of female players is done correctly. And like I said, I believe that this scenario is coming very soon. Come back to this video when...
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think so. The Asian teams are pounding even the American and European teams. Like, first, we need an actual badass American or European team, which is not just like imported Asian boys going against the Asian boys, okay? Like, we need some white dudes, we need some black dudes to do the pounding first, and then we can go into the girls also pounding people, okay? Because they are just too good. No, we only import Koreans. No, I have faith. I need some good black and white pounding team against the Asians because they are way too good. Okay?
When it happens.
It's true.
But until then, continue browsing the internet safely with ExpressVPN.
Thank you. We don't want ExpressVPN, but it's very kind of you to offer it. Thank you. Excellent video.